Hello there. Right now this is a copy of the survival world. And we'll start from the beginning, which is spawn island. Don't mind me, that's just my PlayStation. So everybody spawned in 1.2. And it basically became a ruin point, but we made it into a nice little theme, which is castle. Floating one, that was one of the trees we also chopped. Then went back over through the actual landscape to came to this island. We just walked along the coast, it was pitch black. At midnight, mobs, everything. Thought we were gonna die, we were about to give up on the world. Until we found this light lava source where there were no mobs at all, and it was our indicator of where we were gonna call home. So we walked up the fields and mountains and a few other areas until we got to this one big island. This island had a giant ravine in it with lava and all the materials we needed. And then we found this little ditch where me and my sister first started mining. Let me get some night vision so I can show you. Me and my friends upgraded this as we are turning the whole island into a massive jungle. First we had this main bit. That's all we had until we had a little second floor. Then when more people joined, I built a side room here and we expanded it. We expanded it down to the spider spawner, which was the dungeon we had. With the little cave edge, we built a farm. I got my sea pickles. My friend built a hot tub. Next to a downstairs room, which was a pipe taking it down to the third floor of my room. I'll show you in a second. This was his test lab. He put villagers in here and he tested them with all sorts of potions and everything. Then across from that was a guest room. This normal guest room was used for anybody or anything. Then we had our little museum room in the middle. It was never used, but after a few bombings from a dictator named Isaac, we had to turn the whole base into from cobble to obsidian. Digging our way down a giant line into the massive ravine. The obsidian platform where we put 4 out of our 5 beacons. All maxed. There was gold, there was iron, there was emerald, and there was diamond. We had cobblestone staircase leading up to the surface, and my friend Harlan making a crimson bridge. We just got from the first nether portal in this world. Here was underneath the ravine. It was a mess full of towers, blocks, water source, lava source. People could jump down into this pool. Where we made our first nether portal. Right here, I remember it was a few days into it. Then behind the nether portal we went strip mining until we had found this another dungeon. It was a skeleton dungeon. We digged further and further until we can get into a long strip mine. Finding a few diamonds for ourselves. It was some of the best days. I'm on my way there. A few hundred blocks away, we have gotten ourselves into an underwater cave. Didn't have that much breath. But we made it through into the ravine, where we could stay at the bottom with the magma blocks for breath. This underwater ravine provided us with tons of gold and tons of diamonds, with our original doors, crafting tables, and a few other things were. If I could find my way out. Here was little air bubbles we made into the side if we were about to run out of breath. It seems I cannot get out of here, so I will have to mine the street. It's under a cobble bed. Piston doors, then his room with all his test subjects. Battered old down place. And then finally moved to a nice birch house, but did had 2 bombing incidents, so had to be rebuilt. This is nothing like the original, and as his first character, was laid here in a tomb. Shortly after, a guy named Dylan, another dictator similar to Isaac, had created Spawn. 126 out of 1. The bombing of Rosho 6's house. It was a mess. A total mess. In the back, he'd created his port and other stuff. Landscaping and help from others. We made a trading area and made land to build on. This was the last tree on the entire island. There's also a war memorial site, as you can see many blasts everywhere. An original item is still in the chest. Finally make it into a giant jungle. We had to fill up what was going to be a church. But as much as the island got abandoned, the more the trees and bamboo grown, with the port made by LG Matty, one of my best friends from school. In the box contained that statue over there, which I would not like to talk about. There was our animal pen, but the animals were murdered by a dictator named Dylan. Isaac, a dictator, in his last few days of the server, made a house here, so it was finally burnt and turned into a big jungle bamboo bit. We had a small port here. There was glass over the ravine at the top, with just only the bridge that was blocked off. And we had our first netherite beacon here, also where my 4th dog had with our second nether portal. The jungle trees days, day 512. Harley's treehouse. We had a cage for one of our fully golden zombie pets, Freddy 1 and Freddy the 2nd, two of them. It got ransacked and blown up in a few places. Some bits had to be repaired, some was left to ruin. And then we'll come over to the plains. There was still work from where we made a guy named Harrison and the dictator Isaac on their first few days of the server, mine it for large amounts of diamonds. Got our materials, but now it is a wasteland of mess and is getting to interfere with our flattening the plains plan. Harley, on his last few days of the server, also made this house just after the few days of Isaac's banning, as a few dogs of his remain in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and many others, lying under the house, which will have to at one point be sold or adopted to someone. In the middle of the plains, when it was a rocky mountain area, I had dug down and I had made the firework factory, or the birch temple. A few bombing sides of it here, which will have to be patched up with obsidian because we didn't have the birch resources, where we played the first pig step music on this world. But now, as we are flattening the land out, it is uncovering the bottoms of the pyramid. Here we have our new American and Canadian friend's house, little birch house situated in the middle of the plain, 1.17 azalea forest, 1.17 blocks area. Then we have the last regiment of INAP, which INAP stands for Incognito Alliance Attack. 3 dogs. These are the last 3 regiment dogs out of the war. As we see, our blocks are oxidizing, whilst we have our deep slate, tough, and dripstone. JJ Corp, another big company like INAP, took him 2 days to build this, 2 in-game days, with some of our Canadian friends' dogs. Here we have the giant mine. I did 99% of the work. Also, building out some of JJ's new home. Fixing up the mine shaft too. It was just like any other mine shaft. The wood was missing, there was no light, there was full spiders, cobwebs, everything. We regenerated all the stone and everything, except from this part which just got burned and put rude signs down by that dictator Dylan. It goes far, but everything is blocked off at the point. Which also got a few more bombings. We have the spider spawner there, which takes us back up to the bottom and top. We had another area which was going to be a storage area. We had a diamond beacon here, where we'd mined out so much of the bottom, getting a lot of our resources. With one of JJ's dogs, situated in an obsidian box from another dictator named TK that tried to kill and destroy everything in his path. Here we had the farm I was using for Dylan, as he wasn't at one point. We had his house, which got burnt down in an incursion attack from a few TikTok friends. And we had his storage down here, and we did have a chest full of potatoes. Stolen by Dylan, which I'll come on to. bit. Walshy had bought the farm for himself. I still had control of parts of it, like I still have control over part of the mine. Some of these signs still say Dylan, which is kind of a weird thing as we've not changed it. In the last few days, me and my Canadian friend, we had built up the edge with all the dirt and other resources. And here we have LLG Matty, just last online 1 hour ago. I'm trying to make this port. Dylan also had his shulker island in the middle, which he used also for parts of the shulker hide. Had his Elytra port, and deep underneath was tunnels leading to another port. Here we have the pillars of banishment, so we have everyone that's banned here. So we have TK Flicks, Isaac on Quack, TK Carries, Dylan Shaw, Ethy Scott, and Stevo, the hacker that created the 4 swords. Those pillars will probably get more signs on in the future, sadly, as there are a few bad people like that. Here we have a friend of mine named Matteo. His house has been in construction since he came on, which was a few days ago. Pretty nice house it's looking, it is going to be. And here we have my American friend's house. First one he made, with all my Canadian friends' dogs inside of it. Got pretty good starter kits inside, and a few gifts from Jacob and Arnap. We have much more to show, much more to see. This was the last place the dictator Isaac was at. His little island home, with all his trees and bamboo in the back, until he was finally banned and was raided. This is also one of my islands, which Walshy has claimed for himself to build on. And then we go all the way over to New Isaacia. This was the first Isaacia. A town ruined because of his dictatorship. If I swim underneath, I can go show you the underside of the area, which is just a random mess of blocks. First he had their furnace areas, the strip mines, and then down here he had his horse stable there, and I accidentally murdered his horse while I was doing a quick thing of the base. Now it's just a ruin, a total ruin. Barely anything's intact from there, but it's just stayed the same since spawn was upgraded. Here we have a gravesite for all the people that had logged off forever. It has to be expanded as many more have. There's another piece of land Walshy's claimed for himself to build on. He's going for more property sites so he can sell them to people. And here was the first building. There was a monument inside of it, and there was a large cobblestone box for Harrison and Isaac to live in. Now just kept like this as a war site. Here is the here is the log tower, which rapidly expands as we cut more of the birch forest back down. Each layer of it is 100 blocks. Here we have my axolotl pen, a new addition to the 1.17, which I had to go very far for. No blue axolotls yet, but we are on our way to find one. Dylan was banned not long ago, and we had a box made for all his stuff as evidence if he ever tries going back on. Here we have a chicken pen made by new members. Here we have my house. Not that bad, it's just temporary, and it's got all the boxes and everything in. Got my skeleton horses, my banners, my axolotls, shulkers, chest storage, museum items, one of my armor sets, and now I'll go show you my basement. Tons of shulkers. I'm so sorry, there is a person in here. Wait a second, I am so sorry. There we go, I've kicked them. So here in my basement, I moved them all from my old bunker, which I'll show you in a minute. Just before we go, I'm going to quickly show you the Mayan Island. So this used to be a very rocky hill mountain that we had exiled Isaac, the dictator, to. We had exiled him many times, but I had taken it for myself as I wanted to build on it. His original jungle house hanging off the edge, I made 10 times bigger. I put my map in it with all my stuff. Now I sold it to Walshy as well with all. You can see the forest we were before. That's all gone now with buildings and everything. We had our fox pen, and on top I had moved my netherite beacon. Still stays there. Beacons, diamond and emerald. But all the other beacons, the top beacon parts were taken away as I sold the land. There's also another part of land which was JJ's first island. Then landscaping I was doing earlier before. Still keeping the natural border here. But as JJ wants to open up his building from the top and make the bottom into an armory. Might be a long trip, but I'm still going to show you. Still hidden, the only one that knows about it is JJ because I had sold this bunker to him. But this bunker had been there for around 500 days and nobody had found it, even though there was player activity, like redstone machines about, and a wooden bridge. Here it was just a normal sandy mount, until if you revealed 3 blocks of sand, you'd come down into a giant shulker chamber, which JJ had changed into a birch chamber. I did not know that happened. If I fly far this way, I will show you the 3 mines my American and Canadian friends have set up, with a few help of German miners too. A 136 blocks wide mine is, with this part not even started on yet, because there is a giant water ravine. We have started on this. It already got deep far down already, and this top with progress, and this also with progress. We have all our shulkers, beds, and chests, other chests and benches on the side. And we have our chest storage system, which we had already filled up with dirt and cobblestone ones. Not much left to see, except from the mushroom house I had built for Sadie. As we are on our way, we can see a few shipwrecks, which is a nice addition. And another portal. We are coming up on it now. And here we go. So first, as you can see, the brown mushroom flatness. She just lived on that with no roof, no walls, nothing. Just her, chokers and a dog. Now, I had built her a farm on the side, I had built her some steps, and I had done up her mushroom house. That's all other mushroom parts. Go up here now. She's got a pink bed, box of her stuff. That's all there is to it, as she has not been on in a few days. To the last part of the road, I think now. I'm sorry if I keep on telling you it's the last part. It's not. It's just I keep forgetting about some of the buildings because there's so much to it. Here's the sky base and sky bridge. As you can see on my map, see the black line going straight to the blue marker, which is also on me. So up here, I had 5 beacons. A mud one, a gold one, an iron one, and a diamond one, and another one. These boxed up and will never be used again as they throw the whole sky on to Walsh as it was coming in ruins. Sadie's house was burned, holes in the floor. Until Walsh's house was burnt down by Isaac and Dylan, both working together as dictators. We had the museum hall, Sadie's dog, and we had my little square box house. There was the enchantment room. There were all the benches on the side. There was my beds. There was more shulker boxes. There were chests. The whole island was kitted out. We had our little farm here. Then we had the really long bridge. Took a lot of ice and a lot of obsidian to do. Go past, so we had to measure it up just so the beacon would work. As you can see from above, there's been a lot of progress, and this would be until the whole island's nice. That's the end of the world, and thanks for watching.